All right, so if you're a developer, you've probably gotten pretty used to AI lending a hand with your code. But what if I told you we're on the brink of a huge leap forward? Seriously, we're moving way beyond those simple helpers to something much, much more powerful. We're talking about AI that doesn't just assist you, but actually acts as an agent for you. So let's dive in and figure out what that really means.
I mean, think about the tools you use every day, right? GitHub Copilot is amazing at suggesting the next line of code. No doubt about it. But is it just a really, really smart autocomplete? It's a reactive tool. You type something and it suggests something back. But this next wave of AI, well, it isn't just sitting around waiting for you to type. It's already thinking 3 steps ahead.
And that new wave, it has a name, Agentic AI. You're going to want to get used to hearing this term because it represents a fundamental shift. We're going from AI as a simple tool to AI as an active participant in the entire development process. And that simple change from tool to participant has absolutely massive implications.
So, what's the big deal? What does agentic actually mean? I promise it's not just another buzzword. It describes a whole new set of capabilities that are fundamentally changing how we build software.
Okay, so at its core, an agentic AI is defined by this powerful combination of abilities. It's not about just completing one little function for you anymore. Instead, you can give it a high-level goal like, hey, fix this bug, or implement a new login feature. The AI then takes that goal, understands it, creates a concrete plan of attack, figures out the right tools for the job, and then executes that plan step by step, all with a pretty surprising amount of autonomy.
Let's really put it side by side so it clicks. Your classic coding assistant, it's reactive. It's a smart tool that responds to what you tell it to do. An AI agent, on the other hand, is proactive. It takes on complex, multi-step tasks all on its own. You know, the best way to think about it is the shift from a tool to a teammate. It's like going from a smart dictionary to a junior developer you can delegate entire features to. So, as you can imagine, this new capability has sparked a total explosion of new tools and platforms, and each one has its own unique spin on things. So where is all this innovation actually happening? Well, broadly, we're seeing 3 main categories pop up. First up, we've got tools for all you developers who basically live in the command line, terminal-first agents. Some, like Quen Code and Codex CLI, are all about bringing that agentic power directly into the workflow you already have. But others, like Warp, are going a step further. They're completely reimagining the terminal itself as a fully integrated agentic environment. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got these fully integrated environments. So instead of the terminal, these tools build agentic intelligence right into a visual, full-featured IDE. You've got these all-in-one platforms like Kilo, and then tools like Windsurf that are laser-focused on creating a seamless, intuitive experience that's designed to keep you in that creative flow state. And then there's this third category that's honestly fascinating: methodology frameworks. These aren't just tools, they're entire systems for managing AI-driven development, things like BMmed, Curo, and Taskmaster. They provide these structured workflows and processes to guide an agent from just a simple idea all the way to a finished product. But here's the thing, if you look a little deeper, these tools aren't just competing on features. They actually represent fundamentally different philosophies about how we should be building software in this new age of AI. Let's unpack 3 of the big ones. Let's start with Warp. Their mission statement really gets to the heart of this first major philosophy we're seeing. They say, from prompt to production, Warp is where developers build enduring software. Their whole philosophy is that the entire development lifecycle should happen in one place. By building these powerful agents right into the terminal, they empower you to write, test, deploy, and maintain software all from a single application. It unifies the whole workflow. This is for the developer who absolutely hates context switching. Now let's look at a completely different approach from Curo. Their whole focus is on bringing structure and clarity to the project before the AI even writes a single line of code. So, Curo's philosophy is that you can avoid a ton of problems down the line by just getting the requirements right from the very start. It uses AI to turn your natural language ideas into a formal, structured specification. This makes sure that what the agent actually builds perfectly matches what you wanted in the first place, really taming the chaos of complex projects. And for our third philosophy, we've got the Be Mad method, which takes this whole idea of collaboration to a completely new level. The Be Mad philosophy is basically that one agent, no matter how smart, just isn't enough. Instead, it gives you an entire team of specialized AIs. It's wild. You get a product manager agent, an architect agent, a developer, a UX designer. It literally simulates a real-world agile team to bring a whole bunch of different expertises to your project. Okay, so these are some pretty cool philosophies, but what's the actual real-world impact? Well, the numbers are starting to look kind of staggering. Windsurf claims that in projects built with their tool, a whopping 94% of the code is written by the AI. That just highlights the massive productivity gains that are possible when you shift from writing boilerplate to directing an agent. And it's not just about productivity, it's also about scale. I mean, look at this. The Kilo platform processes over 6.1 trillion tokens for its users every single month. This isn't some niche little experiment anymore. This technology is being adopted and used at a massive scale, right? And as this whole field matures, it's becoming a serious competition. We're now seeing standardized benchmarks like Terminal Bench start to pop up. As you can see from Quen Code's results here, companies aren't just selling a cool vision anymore. Now they're competing on measurable accuracy, which is just pushing the entire state-of-the-art forward faster and faster. So what does this all mean? We've looked at the technology, the tools, the competing philosophies. Where is all of this heading for the average developer out there? Look, here's the bottom line. Your job is very likely going to shift from writing every single line of code to directing and then reviewing the code that an AI generates. This frees you up to focus on the higher level thinking, the architecture, the system design, and really nailing the product requirements. It means smaller teams can now tackle way bigger, more complex projects. And ultimately, the AI stops being just a tool in your editor and becomes a true collaborator on your team. And this, of course, leads us to the most critical question of all. As these AI agents get more and more capable, as they essentially take on the role of the engineer, we have to ask ourselves, what does the human become? Are we the architects, the product visionaries, the creative directors? Answering that question, well, that's what's going to define the next decade of software development.